I just kind of want to say thank you for everyone who voted for the awards. Really good. Just a couple of stats. We had 45 different members who voted nominations, so that's incredible over the year. And we had well over 45 people who voted, so thanks all for that. Today's program of events is, I should really get rid of that annotation. I don't know how to get rid of it. It's going to really ruin. Have I done it? Nope. Don't know how to do this. There we go. Amazing. Right. So today's, we've got a quick intro, and then Mike's going to do a quick roundup of the 29th season. And then Robbie is going to do a membership update and a club stats and a little bit from the committee, what's happened in the last year. Following that, we are going to jump straight into the committee awards. So the things that we've discussed over the last year, members who've done well, racing, that kind of stuff. From that, I asked you to do a couple of quotes, how you describe your 2019 year. So from that, we'll allow you to read some of them. To be honest, it's amazing, amazing feedback. And then we'll jump straight in to the members awards, which you voted for. And then from that, I also asked you to describe what Hub Velo means to you. So we'll have a quick look at that. And then we'll have a bit of a social at the end, a bit of a Q&A, a chat, any questions that people want to ask, or when can we get on the road, that kind of stuff. Just please ask away. And then I'll do a quick wrap up and finish. Hopefully it should take about an hour and a half along those timelines, depending on the Q&A at the end. So I'm going to pass on to Mike, who is going to give a quick roundup of the year. Mike, you should be allowing to unmute yourself to give an update.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Everyone else hear me? Oh, lots of nods, that's good. Okay, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. It is really great to see everyone's faces again. It feels like a very long time since I've seen everyone. Definitely too long. It's been 4 years since we started the club. And a wealth of people have had joining has been absolutely staggering. Our youngest member just being 17 and our eldest being 70. At Velo HQ, we're treated to meeting all the members, which is amazing. So we see pretty much everyone that joins the club, because most of them tend to come in the door. Some are nervous at joining a Saturday ride, and some take months, even years, to persuade them to join us. When a new ride returns back to the shop after a morning in the lanes of Essex, it's very, very affirming. It's affirming as it was 4 years ago, as it is now. One club member came back after a ride, a face full of excitement. "Who invented cycling?" he said. "It's bloody brilliant." Another said to me that they look forward to the Saturday club ride from Monday morning. Amazing. The club continues to deliver for all our members, whether it's for racing, training together. Saturday club rides are increasingly more and more important. The support and the social aspects that have blossomed through them is a true delight. Some of our members have had babies over the last year. Some are actually on screen tonight. And the lovely Dan and Patty, who I don't think are here tonight, are soon to be married. And I think they actually met at Hub Velo HQ. Last year we had riders taking in all aspects of cycling. Pretty much everything was touched. The road racing contingent made themselves heard in local criteriums and achieved many podiums this season, including on several occasions the top spot. Cyclocross also continues to grow, with many of our members giving it a go for the first time. Great turnout also at the Hub Velo Summer Cross back in July, so thanks for all those people that helped. Hopefully, we'll do another one this summer. A few of us took part in mountain bike racing as well. It was good to see them. Hopefully we'll have a few more this year as well. Come and see me about that. And I think we also have the biggest contingent at the Tuesday night 10-mile time trials at the Velo Park. Our club's trip was clearly the most visible, and there's some really good times as well. Lots of our hub members took part in Sportifs and Audax this year, from the epic Fred Whitton, the Lake District, to the hills of Wales and the rolling countrysides of Wessex. There have also been plenty of solo adventures this year. I'm sure there's lots that I've not heard about. However, a special shout goes out to the members who completed the Transcontinental, the Transatlantic Way, the ride around Denmark, the solo ride to Australia. Lots and lots of adventures from our riders, so keep those coming. This year also marked our first Hub Velo holiday to the French Alps, the group spending 5 riding days ascending some of the most famous climbs in the world. Fantastic trip. This year we're also going to be off to Girona, a little bit later than planned, out in September. Still some spaces if anyone wants to come. In addition to our regular Saturday rides, we've also had some brilliant one-off special rides, which were fantastically attended, often hitting over 100 riders. Rainbow Laces LGBT ride with a lace-shaped route, no less, through the lanes of Essex was brilliant. Yellow Day, which also incorporated a fantastic membership photo, and of course the brilliant Strada Bianchi. We're regularly seeing 60 riders in our A, B and C rides now. These guys, over the years in Hub Velo Coffee Shop, have managed to get through. I've got some stats. I'm not sure how right they are, but I reckon it's probably 60 cakes, 250 cookies, 150 lamingtons, 200 flapjacks, and countless other amazing treats that Eva makes for us, and enough coffee to keep the South American growers more than happy. Thanks everyone continuing the amazing Hub Velo spirit. Can't wait to see you again very soon in the shop. It's very quiet without you. Please come back soon. Thanks.
Cheers, Mike. Lovely touching words there. It's just a testament to you all that really kind of do so much. I'm going to hand over to Robbie, who I will unmute, who will give a quick update on the membership. Eamon was supposed to do this, but Bambino took priority. So Robbie's going to give a quick update on the membership, where we are, and just the committee stuff. So Robbie should be pretty much a professional this, as he's a regular on TV, satellite, and the normal routine. So Robbie, on you go, please.
Well, no pressure, Andrew. Thank you. So the good news is that we've been growing and growing our membership. So we're now at 186 members, up from about 150 at this point last year. And we lose a few every year, but so it means there's lots of people who've joined and lots of people who've stayed with Hub Velo. So thank you from all of us for whether you're new or you're kind of sticking with us, that you've kind of chosen Hub Velo to be where you do your cycling. And as Mike said, that's a huge age range and a huge geographic range from immediately above the shop all the way through to Australia as well. And that's not the same person. So it has been an incredible year, and I think there's just been so many amazing rides. I wanted to kind of just share with you some of the cool things that the committee have been up to and have planned. So, you know, as you've seen, there's been so many people out on rides, and like an absolutely insane amount at times, you know, like sometimes 60, 70, 80 people out. And I think we all just need to kind of pay a huge tribute to Kev for his work, kind of coordinating those rides week in, week out. And thank you to everyone who stepped forward to be trained up, to be a ride leader for the next generation. As soon as we're kind of back to business and allowed to make social contact again, we'll be picking up that support for you, so you can kind of help take the next generation of Hub Velo riders out through the lanes of Essex and beyond. I think as well, kind of credit to Alex, who is the most kind of cursed organizer of special rides. No matter what it is, something seems to kind of come along. So we're really hoping that among our bank of special rides still to do, we'll finally get to do Christmas in July. But who knows, maybe it'll be Christmas and Christmas. Yeah, thanks to Alex for all that work. Really excitingly, we've got new kit coming soon. Thanks to Eric and James for the amazing designs and liaising with our suppliers in Santini, who are busy making kits to support with the coronavirus efforts at the moment. So there is a delay, but they will be with us. They are in production, and we're all going to look banging when it's time to ride responsibly together again. Jess and I have done loads of work on policies this year. We want you to all feel safe, welcome and included. And we want you to know that whatever happens, and if anything you don't like happens, that the committee have got your back, and we're here to support you and kind of make sure this club stays a club where everyone feels welcome. So yeah, please do check those out, and we'll be bringing them to the top of your agenda soon. Also want to say that we've got a really exciting new website coming soon, thanks to Calvin and Andrew in particular. I've seen the wireframes, it's looking absolutely banging. There's some really, really beautiful kind of content on there, and I think it's really going to get you all feeling really kind of mushy about being part of this club and this community. It doesn't, like, there's a lot of people in the committee whose roles don't kind of get to do, they're not kind of so visible. Like Hannah is an amazing chair. We've got Adam looking after the finances, kind of making sure that we've got enough money to pay for things like new websites and HIT classes and all sorts of other stuff. And of course, Gary and Mike, who just, the club wouldn't be the same without them. It is also the beginning of the new membership year, and so that's why I'm filling in for Eamon. You've seen that we have frozen membership fees this year. They kind of remain £40, and that we're rolling on membership at least until the beginning of June, because we know this is a really tough time and people don't want to be making any kind of financial commitment. So we'll kind of keep that under review, but please know that we're also working on a solidarity fund option. We've been really bowled over by the private responses we've had from many people in the club who want to support everyone here to be able to continue being a member of the club no matter what happens. And so we're going to find a way of making that happen. And even if we don't find a way of making it happen, like Hub Velo is always your home, and no matter what we go through these really difficult times, there is always going to be a place for you to ride with us. So these are tough times, and I think now more than ever we feel really privileged to have this community that we all make and build all the time. So we just really want to say thank you from the committee for being part of this community, for making us all feel really, not alone in this difficult time. But if you do feel alone and you do need support, we are here as a community to help you. You can come to me and Jess, you can reach out to anyone, but we're all here for each other. Yeah, we're just, want you to know that loud and clear. I'm going to hand back to Andrew, and it just kind of goes without saying that Andrew is just the most fantastic member. He's plays such an important role in making us all feel kind of part of this community. So please give a round of applause to Andrew for just making it happen every time. Cheers, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you, Robbie. So what we'll do now is we'll go into the committee awards. So the committee awards is basically, I'd call them traditional awards, where the committee discuss what people succeeded over the last year. This covers a various range of races, or it could be anything really. So we've got a couple of awards here. So I'm going to hand over to Mike, who's going to present the first two. I don't mean like for you. Mike, on you go, please.
Yeah, so the first one is CX, and the next one is Road, right?
Yeah. You got Cyclocross, and then you got Male Road Racer, yeah. Yeah.
So, thanks, Andrew. So I'd like to present the first award, so the Males Cyclocross Award, to a gentleman who showed a lot of consistency and definitely a lot of panache. Racing throughout last year in the Eastern Cyclocross League, raced 9 races and was very consistent, and ended up finishing 13th in the league out of 73 riders, which is a fantastic achievement for someone who's not done it before. And the award goes to Enrico, who I think is not here, but he's definitely on the screen. So congratulations, Enrico.
I am here.
Where are you? There you are.
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen actually. I'm making dinner.
Good. Well done, mate.
Thank you. Thank
We
you
are
so
going to
much.
have an award for you very soon.
Ah, that's great. Thank you.
Well done. All right, the second award I was going to present to this evening is for the Male Road Race Award, it's presented to a character who I've actually started calling Mr. Watts, because he is quite obsessed with Watts, but he's only obsessed with Watts because he kicks out so many of the damn things. He's already this season had one podium, a third position, and a seventh place. Considering there's no bike racing going on, he's already off to a flyer. But last season, he had 9 top 10s and 5 podiums. So he had some pretty consistent form last year, hence him winning this award. So it's Mr. Watts, Will Castro. Congratulations. Few words, Will? You might have to unmute yourself.
That's better.
Yeah.
I work in IT too. I should have known that. Anyway. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's quite a surprise to get this. But now that you put all my results in one batch, it actually sounds a lot better than I remember them.
I think, Willie, also it was your old axing as well at the beginning of the year when you did that 600k with a broken bike, pretty much with duct tape WT-40. Which kind of really put you ahead of others. So well done.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, actually, I only once I finished all my Audax season, which has actually been ruined now this year, and I decided to concentrate on the racing a bit, and it worked. So yeah, thanks a lot. It's great. And yes, I am obsessed now by the watts after I got my power meter. So it's all I check now.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. Thank you. Thanks.
I'll hand over to Alex to do the next set of awards.
So the first award that we've got is the Female Road Race Award. It goes to someone who has ridden pretty much all of the roads, competing in the Transatlantic Way Race and the race around Denmark. Highlights of her calendar. If you like riding on windy coastal roads and getting rained on, it's Marika Nuthall. A lovely smiling face from her high intensity classes.
I'm all red now.
No more of an acceptance speech.
You got to unmute, Marika.
Marika, you can speak. I've unmuted you.
Now, there we are. Hey, hi. Thank you so much. Very little rain around the other bits, except for a couple of days in Ireland. But other than that, yeah, thank you so much. Cheers.
And on to our next award. It's the Time Trial Rider of the Year. Just to be careful what advice you give him before he starts off from the starting blocks. Gary Boyd might not appreciate being told to break a leg at the start of a race. Might be a little on the nose. I look forward to seeing Gary donning the Gary time trial suit and getting back into racing it in the future.
Here's Alec. I don't think Gary's online, but well done, Gary. So the next award is one of my favourites awards, actually. It's the most promising newcomer. For me, this is an award that somebody who comes to the club the last year, he's made a real impact. This gentleman has got some strong pedigree coming from Italy. And the winner of this is Lorenzo, the former under-13 Italian champion. Just a general really nice guy. I'm always willing to get stuck in, have a decent chat, have a decent coffee, and generally makes club rides really, really exciting and nice. And it also killed me a couple of weeks ago. He had some really serious legs. which is pretty gutting for him. So Lorenzo, if you want to say a couple of words, that'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, thanks who voted for me. And yeah, I started cycling again 1 year ago, and I've joined an amazing club, and good vibes, good people. So when you have cycling in the blood, it's easy. Anyway, I'm really enjoying everything, the club and you guys. So thank you.
Well done, Lorenzo. So obviously I asked you guys to have a couple of words what your 2019 year was to you. So I'll leave this on screen for a couple of minutes for you guys to have a read. To be honest, this is just probably not even 15-20%. Some of these words are incredible, really powerful. So I'll let you have a read. And if you do want to have a couple more, please add into the chat. You may recognize some of them. Oh, sorry. Oh, go back. Too far. There you go. So I'll leave that on screen for a couple of minutes. So you have a reread, and then we'll move on to the Members Awards. And also, this could be a quite good drinks break. So if you want a fresh drink, please go and get one.
Thanks, Andrew. Exactly what I'm doing.
By the looks of it, everyone's tucking into a fresh beer or a fresh drink. So what we'll do now is go into the awards that you guys voted for. For me, these are invaluable. These are so important for the club. And I think it's really important for you as the members to have your say in the awards. So there is 5 awards tonight, which you voted for. And I'll hand over to Calvin to do the first 2. Calvin will give a quick description of what the awards are and who won. So Calvin, over to you, my friend. Calvin, you there, mate?
I hear you, Calvin.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Thank you. Thanks, Andrew. So, so we have the next award is the Ride Leader of the Year. So this award goes to the Velo member that usually steps up to leading the rides every Saturday morning. It makes the ride enjoyable, allows you to enjoy the lovely lanes and roads of Essex, London, and beyond. And this person is none other than Kevin Whitlock. Any words, Kevin?
Thank you, Kelvin. If you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thank you. I've got some internet issues going on at the moment, which started at 7 o'clock precisely, so not very handy. Yeah, I'd like to obviously thank everyone for the award. Very much appreciated. Yes, a lot of hard work does go into organising the rides on Saturday, but at the same time, it's enjoyable and worthwhile doing for the club and doing for everyone. So, and also the award's not just for me, really, it's for everyone that leads on a Saturday, whether it's A rides, B rides, C rides, Wednesday ride. It's fully appreciated from me and from the club and to all members. So again, thank you very much.
Amazing. Right, so let's move on to the next award. Thank you very much, Kevin, and well done. Very well deserved. So the next award is the Club Member of the Year. And this award goes to the Velo member who gives the club that very special feeling. This member is willing to get stuck in, improve the club for the better, and just generally sends good vibes to everyone and just makes you enjoy being part of the club. This person is, he's done, well, lots over the year as a committee member in making the club, new members joining the club feel very, very welcome and making and putting additional steps to making the club so inclusive and welcome to all new members. And this person is our welfare officer, Robbie V. Santos. Any words over to Robbie?
Hi, thanks for unmuting me. Yeah, thank you. This is really amazing. I'm really very touched. I think I've just always wanted to kind of replicate the welcome that's been offered to me when I joined Velo, and just make sure everyone else feels as welcome to join and take part as I did. I want to dedicate it to Pete, who helped me kind of get into road cycling, and also who I forgot to pay tribute to when kind of thanking people in the committee.
As you may have heard.
So Pete does a really awesome job as comms officer, keeping you all up to date with lots of emojis. So I will dedicate this award to our comms officer.
He's since overtaken me, but there you go. That's what happened.
Cool. Well done, Robbie. So over to Kevin, actually, to present the next two awards.
Right. Yeah. So I've been given great privilege to present the next two awards. Hoping to have got the internet back up and running by now, but apparently not. So, okay. Where are we? So the first award I'd like to present is the Most Improved Rider. So whether you're a seasoned racer or someone who's just cycled for the first time this year. So, okay, just quick intro on this rider. This member has surpassed some great challenges this year. After starting with the club in 2018, they unfortunately had a cycling accident which put them off the bike for a couple of months. But fortunately, not enough to put them off cycling. In the last year, this member has increased in confidence and ability on the bike tenfold, including riding Ride London 100 last year. Now a regular member of the club, often seen on the club rides, and often seen in Regent's Park, Richmond Park. So the winner of the Most Improved Rider of the Year is Shona. You can see sort of a static picture of Shona at the moment.
Oh no, I'm here.
Congratulations, Shona.
Oh, thank you.
Well deserved.
Do I say thank you to all the fans?
I think you need to, yeah. For everyone that voted for you.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Kev, for that. And then the final award tonight, I think, if I'm correct, is the Riders Award. So I believe this is you again, Kev.
It is. Yes, it is, Andrew. Sorry, still having technical issues. Right. The Riders Rider Award. So this goes to a member who you think overall is a rider you aspire to become, whether they are lapping up crit points for fun or even cycling to the other side of the world non-stop, or maybe playing in the mud to win cyclocross in cold, dark winter months. So it's actually a great privilege to give this award. And just to give some background stats on this person, who at some stage woke up and decided that they were going to ride their bike a hell of a lot last year. Starting on January the 1st with a 40 miler down in Kent somewhere. Then a little trip to Italy in the springtime, maybe to get their legs going a little bit. Oh, nearly got their attention as well. Followed closely by the Transatlantic Way, 1,500 kilometres self-supported ride. Oh, look, they've woken up, they've stopped eating and they're paying attention now. Intermittent, just after that, decided to do the Dulwich Dynamo, but not only one way, decided to turn around and ride back again. Not happy enough with that, a couple of rides up north and a couple of camp stays and riding back home, same day or same night. And then went off to ride Denmark bike race, which again was 1,930 kilometres in 8 days. Not quite content with that, was to actually cycle home via Sweden, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Germany and Netherlands. And not content on getting a train back from the ferry port, no, we'll ride back to London, won't we? Coming back and finally staying in England for a little while, this member decided to do a couple more things, which was lead the Rafa Women's Hub Velo Ride 100. Also, again, doing the running of the HIT classes throughout the winter months to keep everyone nice and trained. And last but not least, decided to do the Rafa Festive 500 in one hit. She's disappeared. Rafa medal with a cold. And just to actually sum that up nicely, it was actually 10,750 miles that Marika rode last year, which is absolutely phenomenal. So Marika, congratulations, you've been voted the Riders Rider Award from Hub Velo.
I do not know what to say at all. Thank you so much. I'm absolutely mortified. It all seemed like such a good idea at the time. And it just turned into a very long year of it. But unfortunately, the next few months are cancelled, but hopefully both of the races I've got planned are going to happen either next year or later on in this year. So yeah, onwards and upwards. And I even got a tattoo to mark the occasion. Did anyone see that? No? That's like my tattoo for doing all the. Sorry, did someone miss that in the back row there?
What is it?
Yeah, it's just some lines. It's just lines, mate. But one's at a slight gradient because I hate hills, so it's onwards and upwards. But yeah, so yeah, thank you so much. It's been a hell of a year. It's been a big one. Thank you. I'm all sweaty and red now. Thanks.
Congratulations, Marika.
Yeah, congratulations. Before we go into the final award, which is the Rider of the Year, I just want to kind of highlight some people who've been nominated in this for doing some amazing stuff. A couple of people. I think James Summerfield is another one who won this award last year. That man's got an incredible appetite for miles. Huge kudos for and racing. I also want to kind of say Stephen McKee and Ian as well have been incredible this year as well, especially Ian after his recent injury. Talking about injury, we talk about Leo as well after having a dodgy hit coming back and then coming back to win a couple of races. A couple of people as well, Scott Davies as well, who's just become a member of the last 6 months, I think, last 7 months, but made a real impact to the club. You also might know him as Mr. Basso. Martin Weeks as well. Marcus Boyd as well, a man who's down under currently, but what an inspirational kind of effort. Incredible. Eric as well, Enrico, Jack Ferguson as well is another one there. Jordan Taylor, Ed. So many people. I mean, it's inspirational, the amount of people we have in the club doing these amazing things on the bike and off the bike. And then Gavin as well is another one. His knowledge of the bike is just incredible. It blows my mind sometimes. And then actually, before we finish up on this, I just want to say a massive thanks to Mike and Gary and the shop, all the mechanics, Eva, all of them have made the club a place that we want to go. So if we could raise a wee glass to the Hub Velo crew, without them, we would not be here, and without their support, the ability to tweak your brakes, to fix your gears just before a club ride, plus you get 50% discount, T's and C's apply, is incredible. So I know Gary's not on the call, but Mike, thank you very much for your support, love and attention and the power washer. So thank you again. On that note, I will hand over to Mike to do the main award of the evening, voted by you, or voted by the committee, sorry. Yeah, so Mike, on you go.
Thanks, Andrew. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this last award, the Rider of the Year award, goes to someone quite special, really, and someone I didn't think I would be presenting this award to a year ago. I first met this member. He joined the club maybe 2 years ago, came into the shop, quite timid, but keen and interested, wanted to know about cycling, and we gave him lots of advice. He came out on club runs. He sort of struggled a little bit to start with about holding a wheel and riding in groups, but he slowly improved, and his enthusiasm was massive. And he kept coming and kept coming. And one day he told us that he was going to do the Transcontinental. And I've ridden quite a lot as a bike. I've ridden pretty much most of my life. I've ridden lots of races, lots of long events. And I know how hard it is to ride a long way, day after day after day. It's really hard, harder than you can imagine. Marika will agree to that. Day 1's fine, day 2's fine, day 3 is fine, day 4, day 5. It's when you hit day 6, day 7, day 8, it's really tough. And I honestly thought that this guy would not be able to do it. But I was proved wrong, and I'm really glad I was proved wrong. He's a man of considerable ability, both physically and mentally, to achieve just finishing the Transcontinental is amazing. He did it, and I'm really impressed he's done it. And clearly everyone else was, because they voted for him. So the Rider of the Year this year goes to Zach Warren. Congratulations.
Cheers, guys. Yes, it was quite a crazy thing to do. In hindsight, it was probably a pretty stupid idea, but I kind of really did want a challenge. There was a massive part of me that just thought, well, I don't see how that's possible. And I think that's what kind of kept me going, really, to do it. Massive shout out to Gary, who came all the way to France to pick me up, which is, that was another thing that kind of motivated me as well to get the kind of the race, the journey done, really. And also for kind of being my partner in the race as well, for being there at the start as well. So cheers. It's really difficult. It took 22 days. And it was it is the toughest thing I've ever done, and probably will be the toughest thing I ever do as well. Cheers. Thank you guys.
Amazing, Zach. So well done for that. I also asked the members to ask you guys how Velo means to you. So these are some of the words that you guys wrote down. Like the other ones, they're quite powerful. And for me, it really kind of shows why we're part of a community, why we do something, why we cycle, and why we're part of something that's slightly bigger than us and slightly bigger than two wheels. So if I quickly move on. Oh, there we go. Sorry, there we go. Classic. So what I'll do is I'll leave that on screen for a couple of minutes. If you want to get a tea, coffee, drink, please do. And then we'll kind of open it up for a bit of a Q&A, or a question or a chat about the previous year, or anything in general. If you could use the chat function, that'd be amazing. And if you could at someone, for example, if you want a question for me, at Andrew, or whoever, or just general anyone, that'll do. We'll keep the lines open. And if it's for someone who's not spoken, let me know and I can unmute them. I think they can unmute themselves. Yep, you can unmute yourselves now. So guys, have a couple of minutes of those words. Have a think of any questions or queries. Generally, it could be it doesn't have to be cycling or club related. It could be anything. This is a time. This will be a bit of a social gathering now. We've got some time, so please ask your questions, and then we'll see if we respond. Just on one thing, club rides. I'm looking to organise a Swift ride for people, if people are keen for that. Probably Tuesday, Thursday evening, something along those lines. Probably in the evening time. We can, if we get a couple of people, we can do different paces, we can do different intensities, that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions or queries, please drop them down. But thank you very much for coming. So we'll leave the lines open. Yeah, any questions or queries, let me know. Also, there's no questions or queries. We'll call it quits after 10 minutes. We have to be on for ages. Also, just another thing on the website, we're kind of finalizing the content over the next probably week or so. And then if people want to get involved doing a bit of user testing, let me know, and then I can get you involved that way. But on the website front, massive thanks to Calvin, James Summerfield and Eric, and the committee who've done a lot of work on that, and Aaron Griffiths, who was the designer on that. So yeah, cheers, thanks all. So I'm a bit, quick question from Jack from about Swift. I think I'm a wee bit of a novice about this, but generally keeping the pace, I think obviously everyone's power to weight ratio is slightly different. But if you kind of keep it, if you say agreed 25 or 30 kilometers or whatever, if you do it that way, you'll keep people together a lot easier. Just a quick question, Mike, on the shop. What is it what's the operation now? Is it scaled back, or can we drop bikes in for services or anything like that?
So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the shop is open. We're actually open normal hours. So we're open from 8 till 7 in the week, and normal Saturday 9 till 6, and Sunday 11 till 5. We decided to keep the hours normal, and we are fixing bikes, and we are kind of open 2 in, 2 out. Into the main shop. No coffee shop, I'm afraid. No cakes, boo. But they will be back. So basically, the shop is normal, but there's no coffee, and unfortunately, no socialising for any club rides. But if you want your bike fixed or you need any parts, we're open.
Cheers, Mike. Thanks for that. So we've got a good question from Shu about anyone progress from C to an A ride. She's asking for a mate. So any tips or anything like that? Put your hands up, and then we can unmute you, and you can have your say and get yourself answer that question. To be honest, when I started cycling 3 years ago, was it 3.5 years ago? I've never been on a bike, never been on a geared bike in my life. I just kind of jumped in a little bit, probably the wrong thing to do, and I suffered it a lot. But if someone's probably more sensible, probably Mike's probably the best person to answer that question. Mike, what's the best way to kind of progress yourself from a C ride to an A ride?
I get this asked all the time in the shop, and it really is person specific. I don't think you can say to someone, this is what you need to do to get up to a higher ride. I need to see the person and figure out what their week looks like, figure out what their lifestyle is, and then sort of find a way to dovetail any training into that. Because you can't just say to someone, this is what you need to do, because obviously everyone's busy and they work long hours. So I think it's really person specific. But if you can try and do 2 to 3 efforts in the week before you reach the ride at the weekend, and your heart rate, you can get your heart rate up, and you're doing something physical by spin classes, even a run, something just to keep your heart rate up high, that's going to really help.
I guess one of my question is for either like Zach and Marika. What I've done all that saying, I did 525 odd K in a day, that kind of stuff. But these multi-day distances, what do you think about? What is your mental state when you finish during it, and how do you obviously you prepare yourself physically, but how do you prepare yourself mentally? You can unmute yourself, by the way. It's a free for all now. There you go. You're on mute, Marika.
Yeah, right. Just knowing that you're going to be on the bike for a very long time. Just accept it, and then try and find some joy in what's around you. And then if that fails or you hit a low point, put some Disney hits on, and then you're set.
Oh.
Moana.
Well, for me, like, I think my mind started to go into some like really, really dark places. It's it's really difficult. And to be honest with you, I couldn't really train for that. And I don't really know how you would go about training for, that sort of thing, because the wear and tear on your body is just so much.
I'm curious. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I also noticed what I was eating was actually changing my mood as well, and yeah, making sure that I was trying to eat kind of like good food and making sure that I wasn't getting hungry. I think that helped as well. I was suffering quite a lot, especially at the beginning, with like really severe saddle sore. So I was also taking ibuprofen pretty much every day for 22 days. And I noticed like kind of like my mood swings in when the kind of ibuprofen was wearing off. So yeah, I mean, it can really kind of can really kind of take a hit on your your mental focus. I think the physical side of it is kind of like, well, you can I think you can get to a pretty decent fitness, and most people could do it, I think, and if you just make sure that you don't get injured. But to mentally do something like that, I think that's the real challenge.
Did you
I can't remember the question.
Sorry, Zach. Can you hear me, Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Did you do any or many like multi-day, like solo multi-day or overnight rides by yourself beforehand?
Me and Gary cycled back from Italy.
Yeah, more of that. but
That-
like anything like really
But
affecting yourself
solo.
mentally? 'Cause I think
Did
you
I
learn
do
an
any?
awful lot about yourself.
I don't think I did any solo multi-day on my own. I don't think, not that I can remember. I did a lot of kind of like long rides back to back, but from home, which is very different.
Yeah.
That was another thing that I didn't really prepare enough for. Sleeping rough, like I really like my sleep. I'm really bad at sleeping in a bush. I mean, as it happened, I kind of got into such a state. I was staying in a lot of hotels to just basically get through it. Mainly for like hygiene purposes as well, because I had to kind of clean my wounds, as it were. Yeah, and stretch as well. Like I was very on top of stretching and trying to avoid injury, because as soon as things start to go wrong, they were going to go wrong. So I just didn't let that happen. I can't remember the question. What was the question?
I think you've answered it, to be honest.
Okay, cool.
I guess on the for me, the other side of it is probably a question for Willie, James, Calvin, and the former pro, which is Mike Mooney, about getting into racing. Obviously, London, where we are, we've got Leave Malley, we've got Red Hill, we've got Hog Hill. How do you guys, for example, how do you get into a 40-minute effort? How do you get that same kind of question, the mental state of it, into a race? Do you enjoy it? Do you find it stressful? What is the journey that you go through when you're racing? And I guess, any questions answered on a postcard would be much appreciated.
I'll be able to answer that for now. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. So so obviously, like I had intended to. So I mean, for everyone who doesn't know like what kind of racing I do, I do hill climbing. So it's all these kind of time trials up steep hills, and just basically all out efforts for anything from about a minute and a half to maybe up to 20 minutes on the longest end. And these
Don't
are.
do it. Go on, do it. It's awful.
Yeah, so if you don't puke or nearly pass out at the top, you haven't tried hard enough, basically. So, those races are usually September and October. So for me, I like to use early season racing. So from March onwards until probably about July, I'll do like bunch racing on the road, on a track. And over winter, I might even dip into like cyclocross, and because why not? But when you are training for your goal event, whatever it is, it might be a road race or whatever, or sportive, it's really, really important to keep yourself motivated. And one of the ways that I like to do that is to mix it up. So James, he races loads and does loads of crits, and obviously he mixes it up, doing different things. And sometimes he'll go for it. Actually, he usually goes for a breakaway, tries his leg like really early on in the race for fun. But it's all part of like doing something different. So you're not doing the same things all the time. And when you do need to get yourself over, doing efforts or whatever that you're, then it's really important to basically what I call hyping yourself up. So when it's like warm-up periods, when you're warming up for a really serious race, for example, then I like to basically have the same protocol, have really a particular set of tunes, and I've got to have an environment where I know I can put out the power. So it's quiet. I'm not going to be disrupted by anyone. I'm going to just put my head down, and I'm just going to focus on the music. And I know it's just something that I'll have to get through. if I know I'm not going to have the motivation to do it, then I'll just do it, postpone it. I wouldn't do it. So there's no point trying and to force yourself to do something when you're not in the right state of mind or the right physical state to do it as well. So it is a fine balance. You don't want to overtrain, and at the same time you don't want to undertrain as well. So as with life, I guess it's getting the right balance of things. So yeah.
James, Willie, do you have anything to add on that? Because I know overtrain is not in James Somerville's dictionary. It's full gas 24/7, 365 days a year. James, what?
Hello.
Hi, James. Obviously, James,
Hi.
you do huge amounts of racing. What's your recovery? Because obviously that's a massive part of racing, post-recovery. And what do you do? What do you do which like makes you feel the next day, or what is it your kind of routine? Willie, you can answer.
I guess when I started off doing a lot more miles than I used to, I kind of used to feel a lot more in my legs, and it became quite draining, like doing 300, 400k a week and racing at the same time. But I think if you kind of work out the kind of time that works well for you and kind of what you can sustain and like be able to feel the same within yourself and not feel really worn out and tired the whole time, I think you can kind of just feel different. So fine, if you do more, you increase the volume, but also kind of rest as well, then you can kind of feel a lot better over a period of time, and it kind of just becomes normal and you don't really get too tired. But you know, just trying different things, like trying cyclocross and road and doing time trials, your body kind of adapts to doing different forms of riding, so doing long rides, short rides, but also just having more variety. Your body kind of is a bit more adaptable to different things and different ways of racing and different speeds, different lengths. Okay, yeah.
Amazing, cheers for that. A hot topic on the Velo chat was cleat positioning and how it should be done. Mike, what are you? What are you? Oh, we've got a question in from Pete and Robbie. Has anyone got top turbo tips during the time of lockdown? Have you got top tip? Shout it out. For me, it's a decent playlist, and for me, decent playlist and a structured training program. For me, if I can get a decent an hour and a half structured, it flies by.
Can I add?
Yeah, go for it, Mike.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, which is kind of what I say to everyone at the same time. I am a bit of a scratch record, but the key really is to in this particular thing, to turbo training or indoor training, is that everyone is so different and everyone's goals are different. Everyone has a different way of working. Like you have a different way. Because when I go on it, I just go for a ride and I go really hard. Will probably has a different way of going it because he's banging out 500 watts. It's so different for the different type of person. But the key is if you can go on the trainer the way that we are at the moment, 2 or 3 times a week, and you can enjoy it and you're still doing it, then you've achieved it. Rather than doing, I'm doing this trainer road thing and it's like this thing and I hate it, then it's not working. So it has to work for the individual person. You have to be able to do at the end of the week go, you know what, that was really good, I enjoyed that. Rather than trying to do, you know, Zwift A rides or just say trainer road. It just doesn't work for everyone. The thing to do is just try a load of stuff first and then think, actually, that's actually pretty good. That really worked for me. Or I actually quite enjoyed that. Or I can see my improvement, like working. That's, for me, the way to do it. And not pushing a certain thing on a certain person, telling them this is how it should be. It's very, very individual. I mean, everyone I can see on this screen here now probably has a different way of getting something out of bike riding. And that includes training as well.
Yeah.
You know, I train in a certain way and everyone else trains in a certain way. So it's just speaking to other people and trying your own thing, because you need to get to the end of the week and enjoy it. Because if you get to the end of the week and you hate it, then you're not going to want to do it the next week. And then it's not.
I've tried a few things and I've actually, so far, been quite enjoying trainer road, but this is a replacement for a cancelled season of Audaxes, so it's quite
Trainer Road's
difficult
really popular.
to get that on the server.
A lot of people like it. You know, if you ride Zwift, it's like going on a bike ride. You go, oh, I'm going to go up, going to go around Central Park today, and you see other people, and it's like suddenly an hour is gone, and you've done a really good workout, and you don't really realise it because you're concentrating on other things, and that's really, really good too. So I don't think you can negate all these things. You need to just try a bunch of them and see what works for you, and that's that would be my advice.
But you can do Audaxes on Zwift if you want to.
If you want to.
you can do it if you want to spend 12 hours on Zwift.
They're actually almost enjoyable if you've got a wheel to follow, because you just have someone there and you're like, right, I'm just going to follow you. I'm going to beat you.
But they're not doing an Audax.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm with Alex on that one. I think it's great because that's, you know, you could just go for a ride and pick up some guy. I often finish a session on Zwift and go and see Sarah and say, oh, I've just spent an hour and a half with some guy from Holland or some Japanese guy or whoever it be. And I've just had this mad, intense hour of riding with this person. There's a massive workout, really, really good. I'm finished. And then, but it was a bike ride. I was uphill, I was down, I was through the gears. It felt like a ride.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's, you know, Trainer Road isn't for everyone. It's like 200 watts, 50 watts, 300. Some people love that, and you know, others don't.
Mike, while you're on the line, we've noted there's been quite a lot of chat about cleat position, bike position, sit, forward, back, that kind of stuff. I know you're going to say, I'm going to quote you probably, everyone is slightly different. But if you're doing it at home by yourself, looking in the mirror, can you give any tips or guidance on what you can do to make sure you're in a kind of a good position?
I mean, another thing I would say to people is if you watch bike racing, watch bike racing. If you watch any bit of bike racing, you'll see most people are generally in the same position on a bike. The leg is slightly bent, saddle's in, you know, your arms are slightly flat. Your cleat, generally your shoe should be parallel to your crank, and you should really be on the ball of your foot in the middle of the spindle. Very basic. But again, you know, I am a scratch record because I don't believe in there's one rule for everyone. I think it's down to the person. You need to see the person on the bike. You know, again, I always say to people, look at Peter Sagan on a bike. I don't know, there's people that might remember Sean Kelly on a bike. It didn't look very good. It looked pretty bad, really. But they went really fast. So I think it's down to the individual and how they feel comfortable. And some people like it slightly higher and lower. But I think really, if you watch anything or look at any pictures of any really brilliant bike riders, male or female, just watch where they are on a bike, and that, you know, that's the position to try and get to. The position on a bike for a racer is not the position maybe for a lot of people who want to just do club runs. It's too low. It's too aggressive. So I think it's really difficult in this forum to be able to say what's the right position to ride your bike. Come and see me and I'll tell you.
I guess if we talk about the future and think about exciting, Kev, this is probably one for you, obviously, Ride Leader of the Year. How do people get involved in it? What can we do? What can we do to get involved, a bit more confident? What would you say is the best way of getting involved?
All right, coming back to audio.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, basically getting involved in ride leading. We do have some plans in place, but unfortunately with what's going on, we can't really push it forward at the moment. Essentially, we're going to be doing another evening with Louis, undertaking the RAFA Ride Leaders sort of program that Louis created. So yeah, it's just sort of in motion. So there's no real the real sort of governance and guidance of it comes down mainly to essentially it's confidence and being not authoritative, but just sort of, you know, being in control of a group. Sometimes you have to be a bit firmer. Sometimes, you know, you can let a ride go, but the main incentive, especially for the B and C rides, is to maintain the group, the stability of the group, and to ride as a group. So yeah, there's say hopefully when Louis comes back, we'll get some more things organised and we'll do another evening. And yeah, it's just emphasising, you know, the structure, the best ways to do it. I mean, one of the basic things is, you know, if you're doing a group ride, why should it be anti-clockwise? And the basic answer to that is because when you come to left-hand junctions, they're easier to manage than right-hand junctions going across the main road. So there's some really simple, you know, basic techniques that you can use to control groups, whether you're leading from the front or leading from the back, and having someone out there with you, i.e. someone riding shotgun or wingman or whatever you want to call it. So essentially, it's, you know, we've got the ideas are in plan. So it's just literally a case of waiting for this to sort of be over, and then we can crack on with stuff.
Amazing. Guys, if anybody has any questions or queries, I'll just wrap up the awards night. So if anybody has any further questions, unmute yourself and ask. If not, I will round up and we can finish the award ceremony, and you can stay in your living room and stay inside and play with your cat. Play with your cat, put your children to bed, have a shave, Eric, you know, things like that. So if anybody has any questions or queries, please unmute yourself, raise them, and then we'll get them answered. If not, I'll do a quick roundup and then we can finish up.
Sorry, right.
Thank you, Andrew, for organising. And obviously the circumstances are unfortunate around the actual event. So, you know, just well done for rising the virtual phoenix in the ashes and, you know, making something. Tonight's been really good, and it's really nice to have done it. And thank you for doing it so much. I think for me, it's been like really personally, it's been like really motivational and just like nice thing to do. So.
Oh, good. Yeah. So no further questions. So you guys, I'll just quick roundup. As a club, we are just not on the bike; we are off the bike as well. We are here as a community. We are here as people. So if you do want to reach out to the 185 members in the club, please do so. If you want to organize anything in the meantime, online, virtually, a quiz, whatever it is, please do so. Well, there is no, we are open to anything. Just a massive thanks to all the members and the people in the club who make it. Thanks to all the winners tonight, well deserved. And thanks guys for attending, really appreciate it. And this has been recorded, so you're all on screen. So this will be able to re-watch it if you want it, if you're that bored and you've completed Netflix. You have the ability to do it. So yeah, thanks guys. Have a lovely rest of the evening. Stay inside, wash your hands, and top yourself up constantly. So thank you all, and have a lovely evening.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, bye.
See you guys. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, guys.
Cheers, bye.
Cheers, bye.
Bye.